Hello, my name is Dr. Kay, and in this presentation, we're going to focus on writing quantitative results in Chapter 4. By the end of this presentation, you should be able to do all of the following. First, you will understand the major components of a strong quantitative Chapter 4 and how they fit together. Next, you will learn how to describe your sample and present quantitative results clearly and objectively. Finally, we will review APA guidelines, alignment with research questions, and common mistakes to avoid when writing quantitative results. Let's start with the big picture. In quantitative studies, Chapter 4 typically includes three core elements. You begin with a brief introduction to the chapter, followed by a description of the sample demographics. Then you present your results, which are organized by research questions. Unlike qualitative studies, quantitative Chapter 4 is always structured around research questions rather than themes. The purpose of Chapter 4 is to clearly answer the research question. This chapter is about reporting what was found in the data. To maintain objectivity, interpretation and discussion of meaning are saved for the following sections. Results should not explain why something occurred or connect findings to the literature. Instead, your role here is to report results clearly, accurately, and in direct alignment with the research questions. Now let's talk about best practices for opening Chapter 4. Chapter 4 should begin with a short introductory paragraph. This paragraph provides an overview of the chapter and explains how the results section is organized. This introduction helps avoid stacked headings and gives the reader a clear roadmap before moving into sample demographics and results. Before presenting results, you must first describe your sample. In the next few slides, we will focus on how to present sample demographics in a quantitative study. In this section, you describe the characteristics of the sample and present the demographic table. This step is important because it allows the reader to assess how representative the sample is of the population. You will first introduce and explain your demographic table, but you will not discuss any results or responses to the research questions. This section is strictly descriptive and focused on who participated in the study. On this slide, you can see a sample demographic table. As you can see, the goal is to highlight the overall composition of the sample by presenting the count and percentage for each demographic characteristic or variable. Presenting this information allows the reader to assess how representative the sample is in relation to the population of interest. It also provides important context for interpreting the results presented later in the chapter. When explaining the demographic table, avoid repeating the same values shown in the table. Instead, use the narrative to highlight overall patterns or trends in the sample. For example, you might note which groups were most represented or which were less represented. The goal is to orient the reader to the sample without turning the text into a list of numbers. Once the sample has been described, you move into presenting the results. This is the main section of Chapter 4, and clarity and organization are especially important in the rest of the chapter. Quantitative results should always be organized by research questions. Each research question should have its own section, presented in the same order as they appeared in earlier chapters. You will use subheadings to organize results by main constructs or variables, such as presented in this example. All quantitative studies will have descriptive results or descriptive statistics. This includes presenting results such as means, standard deviation, frequencies, or other descriptives. For each descriptive result, also include the sample size. If your study is fully descriptive, explain how these results answer each research question. Tables and figures are often used to summarize these results efficiently and all visuals must follow APA guidelines. Some studies may also have inferential results where you conducted additional analysis to test your hypothesis. If your study includes inferential analysis, this section is where you report those results. You should clearly state the statistical test used, along with the relevant statistics such as degrees of freedom, p-values, and effect sizes. Same as with the descriptive section, inferential results should be reported concisely and objectively. For example, you might state that a significant relationship or difference was found without explaining why you believe the result occurred. You should also explain how your inferential results answer your research questions. Now let's take a look at best practices for reporting quantitative results. One of the most important practices in quantitative writing is integration. Do not report results for every individual survey item or paste output from statistical software. Instead, results for each research question should be integrated and presented together. Your main task here is to identify related survey items that can be combined. Items that use the same scale are often summarized in a single table. On the other hand, the text should focus on overall patterns rather than listing every statistic. To maintain clarity and alignment, present your results in the same order as the research questions. Use consistent terminology for your variables as you did in earlier chapters. Tables, figures, and text should complement one another rather than duplicate the same information. The goal is to make the results easy to follow and clearly connected to the study's purpose. Visuals such as tables, figures, and charts are a very important part of quantitative results. All visuals must be introduced in the paragraph before they appear, and each must be labeled, numbered, and referenced according to the APA format. Visuals should be used to enhance clarity, not overwhelm the reader. Choose visuals that summarize results effectively and support the narrative. To conclude, let's review some common mistakes to avoid. Common mistakes include using screenshots from statistical software instead of creating tables and figures directly in the Word document and in APA format. Another common mistake is reporting results as isolated survey items rather than organizing them by research questions and overloading the chapter with unnecessary data. Other frequent issues include repeating exact values from tables in the text, failing to clearly answer research questions, and incorrectly formatting tables, figures, or statistical symbols. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope it helps you approach writing your quantitative results with more clarity and confidence.